Hello everyone, welcome back to the SMITE Guides to Zeus. This is Joust. Now, with Joust with Zeus, this is probably the best mode to play ADC Zeus on, because you really don't need the wide-reaching AoE that his abilities generally use. Although, don't get me wrong, his chain lightning is incredibly potent in the Joust because it only has 3 people to bounce on instead of being distributed out amongst multiple targets, but his ult means a little less because there's obviously fewer people kicking around, so there's a lower damage total, which really doesn't make a difference in Joust. But his extremely high single target damage as a hunter build is more useful in Joust. But because the way that Joust works, as long as somebody else picks a frontline, you can play either ADC or Mage Zeus very effectively. For example, if Nutty Mr. Bubbles had chosen to be a Guardian or something, I would have been very capable of bringing, or another Mage even, I would have been very capable of bringing the ADC style in here with absolutely no problems. We're actually going to do the Archon here, I think. It would not have been a problem at all to do so. So, just be aware that you can play him either Hunter type or Mage type and have really no serious problems. Okay, the enemy team, Yu Huang will be a bit of a problem. AMC will only be a problem if I let him get too close. But yeah, there's absolutely no serious issues with playing Zeus either way in Joust. I usually just let my allies pick which one I'm going to be. Again, we have it Hunters, so I'm going to be going Mage style, but if they had picked another Mage or a Guardian or something, I would have absolutely gone with the classic and delicious ADC Zeus. So, no, this is a little too early for this. We're going to go for the usual talent trinkets so we can make sure that we stay alive. Now, in this particular circumstance, the crowd control isn't a huge concern. I mean, most of the crowd control is going to come from Geb, as well as Yu Huang's ult and Root potentially, but overall, it's going to be more of a damage output issue that we're going to be seeing here. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Aegis there. Throw this down, and then see what my allies do. Okay, Odin's going hybrid, which is fairly bold. We're going to want to play this a little safer then. So we're just going to go ahead and see what's going on here, how aggressive they're feeling. Geb is building more classically defensive. Is the increased bracers, I think. Good opening move by Huang. Very aggressive move by Odin. I am going to die if I'm too aggressive with this. Holy cow. Yeah, they're really going to try to focus me out because Zeus is scary to a lot of people. That's just the way it goes. We're definitely going to have some issues here. The Odin is surprisingly doing a great job of bouncing around and basically being everywhere all at the same time. Why are we committing so hard to this? I have no mana. Odin just completely whiffed, too. We really need to leave. Odin, no, please. That was the wildest fight. Oh, he's going back in for some unholy reason. Mad lad. Is he going to make it out? Yes, he is. Absolute lunatic. I'm impressed, though. My goodness. There we go. Better. And we do somehow get this. Yeah, Cupid can have that. I want the mana buff a little later on. Boom, get rid of that. Yeah, I really want this mana buff over here. There we go, thank you, Odin. And now I want to grab my Bancroft's Talon really quick so I can get some pretty serious lifesteal and power out here. Then I'm going to build my Hourglass. That's when I'm going to build that. Get rid of these bozos. Alright. Alright, let's just commit hard to this, huh? There we go. I should be okay here. Go, Odin, go. Never mind, doesn't need it. I would like to push for this tower. Okay, nope. Ah, shoot. Holy cow. Alright. Good, good. Get rid of this really quick. We don't need to be here. We really don't. What are you doing? I can't believe that hit me. I was trying to save him, but it wasn't enough. That's a shame. My next item, I'm going to want this. I'm going to want Spear of the Magus because they're going to be lower protections, and that is going to be really, it's going to be just really useful to have the increase, the passive from Spear of the Magus increasing the damage they're taking, as well as the flat penetration, which will also be very helpful. Alright. We have a ward there already, so I don't need to put another one down over there. Keeping on this Yu Huang. Okay, Geb is separate from his charges, I guess I would say. Oh, he is a dead Geb. We can get him. There we go. You shouldn't have stopped for that. Oh, my lighting did not chain to you. I'm kind of surprised. I thought he'd be in range. I'm just going to grab this really quick. It's not like AMC is going to stop us. There we go. I don't want it. Ah. I know I could get AMC killed if I just had more range. If I could just get a little closer, but that's clearly not going to happen with Geb there. I thought for sure there was going to be some kind of unholy ambush. Let's try Yu Huang. Nice try. He's already got Spear of the Magus. My man works fast. What the beans. Alright. Alright. No, we don't technically need to back right now. We should be okay for a bit. I'm going to go over here and grab some delicious experience from these bad boys right over here. Come on, Geb, get closer. I'm not going to have that opportunity. He totally saved my life there. I was not expecting that level of damage output from Geb this early on. My goodness. And they took out Yu Huang. Excellent job, excellent job. I overstayed in that fight quite badly. Once Geb basically started pursuing me, I really should have left earlier because I wasn't going to be able to get the chain lightning off the shield on AMC because that cooldown was going to take too long. I had the bees from AMC hurting me on top of Geb. I should have left earlier. I was getting a little too greedy there. We did wind up getting them because the Geb over-pursued. Although, to be fair, he cut it really close. So I can kind of understand. You know, at the very least, he was probably hoping, oh, well, I can take out the Zeus with me and make that worth. Because the Geb at 0-3 at the time was going to be worth far less than I was. So that would have been a really nice trade if he'd been able to get it. So I understand why the Geb's just over-chased. It's a very understandable mistake to make. I would have done the same thing, in all honesty. I'm not going to pretend that I wouldn't have had the same thought process and gone for the same type of thing. But he definitely overchased, and if I were in the same position, I definitely would have overchased. It just happens. Sometimes you're like, well, this is worth it because I'm not, you know, worth very much at this point in time, so, you know, even if I die, they don't get much, which is true, and if I get the Zeus, that's huge, which also would have been true. Unfortunately for him, it just did not work out that way, so... You know, very worthy attempt. Definitely, though. So, right now, we're just really looking... Did they actually take the damage, or did they leave that behind? They did not take this. Very surprised. I thought for sure they would have. That's all of Cupid's. I think we should take the Bull Demon King. I don't think we're going to be able to get them under tower like that. Let me take this really quick. There we go. And here they come. He tried. It was a good attempt. That ult was pretty good, actually. Oh, sweet. That stunned him in time? Very nice. Slow down. Oh, you're dead. Well, either he was going to kill him or the charges were, so I didn't really care whichever one it happened, you know? Did not make a difference. This is easy. Easy dubs right here. Bull Demon King stun on. We've got minions coming. We've got the works right here. He's going to try. He's not going to succeed. He does... If he was a hunter with crowd control, he might have been able to make something work. Without any kind of crowd control, that is just not going to happen. I'm taking a mild risk being here at this point. I have good amounts of mana and good amounts of health, but I'm also very squishy. I will die very quickly if given half an opportunity. Hello. That's a shame. We backed up too early. I would have liked Odin to have stayed in there a little longer. Gotten more, Okay. Good play, good play. He timed that really nicely. We'll go with Puri, and then we're finally gonna grab some more power output here. I want Typhon's Fang for the lifesteal. I think if I had that earlier, if I'd gone back and built that, I probably would have survived there, because I would have been able to lifesteal a decent bit off of Geb, especially with the 10% pen that Typhon's Fang is going to provide me. I think that would have made a difference there. So we're going to go ahead and get that next, and then I'll probably grab... What do I want to grab after that? Well, I definitely want the infamous Rod of the Booty at some point. But what do I put in before Rod of the Booty? That is an excellent question. What? I'm a level down from you. Alright. Get rid of these. I'm assuming he's taking the damage buff. Here we go. Okay. Barely survived that. If I was a little faster, paying a little bit more attention. He tried. Alright. I healed up a decent bit from all of that. Uh-huh, yeah? Bring it on, son. Goodbye. That was close. The interesting thing about the charges, once you... Well, about the Zeus combo is once you hit the shield with the chain lightning, you do not need to be there. You can just absolutely head for the hills. Which gives you a lot of really interesting options, actually. Turn around, Yu Huang. Ah, he turned around too late. If he turned around for just a second, I could have ulted him. It's very close. I can heal off of you. Come here. Thanks. That's great. Good for you. Okay, alright. I see what you're doing. I see what you're up to. No. Ah, shoot. I threw it away. I missed. The Geb did a good job body blocking that. Shoot. What do I want next? I want Spear of Desolation. That's what I want next. I want that flat pen, I want that power spike, I want that passive. They'll probably... No, they're too busy trying to kill Odin to go for the tower. Ah, that's a shame, that's a shame. They'll take the tower now, but they're not going to be able to take the Phoenix. Cupid's going to be able to defend that when he's got his ult. There's no objectives for them to fight over right now as well, because the Bull Demon King is dead. I doubt they stopped to grab my damage buff. Not my damage buff. My mana buff. They did not. Perfect. Now let's grab up some bonus experience, because I doubt they grabbed this either. They did grab this one, alright. Proud of them. Hi there. I'm concerned about Geb. He could come around and hit me into Yu Huang, which is not what I want to have happen, so I'm going to take this one a little bit cautious here. Just a little bit. Yeah? The hell? I missed that completely. Shoot. I completely whiffed that. Now, how was AMC moving so quickly? That was pretty fast movement. Interesting. Is that it? Yeah, it looks like it's it. We goofed it in the final... We goofed it at the very end. Ah, well. I'm gonna... I'll still upload this because it does demonstrate kind of the pros and cons of Zeus. Unfortunately, Zeus does do better in much larger team fights, and you might be wondering why. Primarily because when there's 5 people and he ults a decent amount of them, 3, 4, 5, all 5 potentially, he heals more. Really, it comes down to the issue of Zeus is incredibly squishy. I might have called him Odin earlier, I apologize if I did. Zeus is incredibly squishy, and you would think that team fights would generally be scary for Zeus, but this is actually not the case if you're building the appropriate amount of lifesteal. What it essentially comes down to is you'll notice that the AMC beelined, no pun intended, but he beelined right for me and took me right out. This is because mage-type Zeuses generally don't do as well in 1v1 combat. If you can't wipe them out with your full combo and get rid of that, you know, if you can't wipe them out with the full combo, you're going to die to a hunter. That's pretty much how that goes. That's just how it goes. And unfortunately, I couldn't kill him with the full combo, so I died. And that's really the issue with Mage Zeus overall in Joust. ADC Zeus, obviously, as I mentioned before, has a little bit of an easier time because he does have that higher damage, and he's not as focused on survival because you heal less as an ADC Zeus. Again, you're generally targeting fewer enemies when you're ADC Zeus. But he does perform a little bit better overall in Joust. So that's just basically how that goes. In general. I think, yeah, no, that's, at the end, I just missed too many of my abilities, and I died, and then at that point, the AMC was able to tear apart Odin, and then Cupid fell to the combined efforts of the three. That's basically how, I whiffed my abilities at the end. So that was really a major issue there. I did okay overall, definitely could have done better, definitely could have done worse. Very mediocre gameplay here. And that's okay. But I hope this demonstrates the pros and cons of Zeus and Joust. Zeus is not really a mage I take into Joust often. I would rather take someone like, oh gosh, Poseidon, who's crippled with his whirlpool, can be very impactful in Joust. You know, somebody with some pretty major crowd control. Zeus's real issue is because he's hitting less targets, he's healing less, and he's more vulnerable as a mage. And again, like I said, that's the reason why ADC Zeus is a little bit better. But you'll see ADC Zeus soon enough in Conquest. So in the meantime, thank you all very much for joining me. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please ignore me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them down in the comment section below. And thank you all very much for joining me, and have a great 24 hours.